Welcome to News Edge, your sharpest source for daily headlines and deep dives. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of the curve. On August 1st, 2025, the aviation world was stunned. Ryanair, Europe's low-cost giant, made headlines by signing a massive $30 billion deal, not with its longtime partner Boeing, but with China's ambitious aircraft manufacturer, COMAC. This unexpected move sent shockwaves through the industry, signaling a dramatic shift in the global aviation landscape. For decades, Boeing and Airbus have ruled the skies, dominating the commercial aircraft market and shaping the way the world travels. Their rivalry has defined the industry, with airlines around the globe relying on their jets for reliability and innovation. Now, a new challenger has arrived on the scene, backed by one of the world's largest and most influential airlines. Ryanair's decision to partner with COMAC marks a turning point, giving the Chinese manufacturer a powerful endorsement and a foothold in Europe. Ryanair's order for hundreds of single-aisle jets marks a dramatic break from its all-Boeing fleet, a strategy it has relied on for decades to keep costs low and operations simple. This bold move signals a willingness to embrace change and take risks in pursuit of growth. But this isn't just a business deal, it's a clear signal of lost confidence in Boeing, which has faced mounting challenges and setbacks in recent years. At the same time, it's a vote of confidence in China's rising aviation power as COMAC steps onto the world stage. For COMAC, which has long sought global credibility and recognition, this partnership with Ryanair is a breakthrough moment. It validates years of investment, engineering, and ambition, and opens the door to new international opportunities. The implications are huge. America's dominance in commercial aviation is now being seriously challenged, and Boeing faces a crisis that could reshape its future. The ripple effects will be felt across the industry and around the world. U.S. jobs are at risk, and the global balance of power is shifting eastward. As China's influence grows, traditional leaders in aviation must adapt or risk falling behind in this new era of competition. Ryanair's move suggests that China can now deliver not just cheaper, but also reliable and competitive aircraft. This could encourage other airlines to consider COMAC, further accelerating the industry's transformation. For travelers, this decision will have real-world effects, potentially lowering ticket prices, expanding flight options, and changing the very planes we board. The passenger experience could be transformed as new players enter the market. Ryanair is betting on a future built in China, forging new relationships and exploring new possibilities in a rapidly evolving industry. This is about more than just airplanes. It's about trust, competition, and the shifting dynamics of a changing world. The stakes are high, and the outcome will shape the future of global aviation. Tonight, we break down what this means for aviation, the global economy, and the future of travel. Stay tuned as we explore the full impact of Ryanair's big move. To grasp the impact, you need to know Ryanair. This Irish airline is a global powerhouse, famous for rock-bottom fares and relentless cost-cutting. Their secret? Standardization. For years, Ryanair flew only Boeing 737s. One plane, one training program, one set of parts. This kept costs low and operations efficient. Ryanair's CEO, Michael O'Leary, is known for tough deals and public criticism of suppliers. For him to ditch Boeing for COMAC signals deep frustration, likely over delays, quality, or price. This isn't sentiment, it's strategy. Ryanair's choices set industry trends. If they succeed with Chinese planes, others may follow. This could open the global market to COMAC, breaking the Boeing-Airbus duopoly. Ryanair isn't just buying jets, they're endorsing a new world order in aviation. The message: there's now a real third option. The industry is watching closely. The skies just got a lot more interesting. Boeing, a symbol of American industry, just lost one of its biggest, most loyal customers. Ryanair's all-Boeing fleet was a global showcase for the 737's reliability. Their departure is a warning to airlines everywhere. Boeing's dominance is no longer guaranteed. Years of safety issues, production delays, and public disputes have eroded trust. For Ryanair, the tipping point was clear: unreliable deliveries and mounting frustration. The financial hit is massive: $30 billion lost, thousands of U.S. jobs at risk. More than money, it's a blow to Boeing's reputation and future prospects. COMAC now has a Western launch customer, giving it instant credibility. Boeing faces a new reality: it must now battle both Airbus and a rising Chinese rival. The duopoly is broken. For Boeing, this is a wake-up call. The fight for the skies just got tougher. The world is watching how they respond. The news hit American politics fast, sending shockwaves through the halls of power and across the nation. Within hours, headlines blared and social media erupted, as the story became impossible to ignore. Former President Trump wasted no time blasting Ryanair's deal as a betrayal of America. He called Boeing an American icon, a symbol of national strength, and accused China of stealing U.S. jobs and undermining American industry. Trump framed the move as a devastating loss for American workers, painting it as a clear victory for communist China. He warned that such deals threaten the livelihoods of countless families and weaken the nation's economic backbone. Trump's message was clear: loyalty to America matters, and this deal, in his view, is a direct blow to national pride and unity. He urged Americans to stand together against what he called corporate betrayal. He placed the blame squarely on what he described as weak leadership in Washington, insisting that this would never have happened under his administration. Trump argued that strong leadership is needed to protect American interests. The rhetoric quickly turned a business decision into a full-blown political firestorm, igniting fierce debates on television, online, and in communities across the country. Trump's words tapped into real anxieties about jobs, economic security, and the future of America's industrial heartland. Many workers and families now wonder what comes next. The debate has grown far beyond airplanes. It's now about America's place in a rapidly changing world, and whether the nation can maintain its leadership on the global stage. Pressure is mounting on Boeing, the U.S. government, and other major airlines to respond, as the public demands answers and accountability. The narrative is simple and powerful: America is losing ground and someone must be held responsible. The search for answers is just beginning. Expect this story to dominate headlines, fuel political debates, and shape the national conversation for months to come. As leaders scramble to address the fallout, the stakes just got higher, and the world is watching to see how America will respond to this challenge. Beyond the heated political debates, experts are sounding the alarm about the very real economic fallout that could result from this deal. It's not just a headline. There are deep, lasting consequences for American workers and the broader economy. A deal of this magnitude supports tens of thousands of U.S. jobs, not only at Boeing's massive facilities but also across a vast and intricate supply chain. From small parts manufacturers to logistics companies, entire networks of American businesses rely on these contracts to keep their doors open and their employees paid. Losing Ryanair's order doesn't just impact a single company, it threatens entire communities that have been built around the aerospace industry for generations. In many towns, Boeing is the economic backbone, supporting schools, local shops, and families. Labor leaders and industry analysts fear this could spark a dangerous trend, accelerating the erosion of America's manufacturing base. If more companies look overseas, the ripple effects could devastate local economies and weaken the nation's industrial strength. The risk goes far beyond jobs. It's about America's century-long leadership in aviation technology and even national security. The U.S. has long been a global powerhouse in aerospace, and that legacy is now at risk. By investing in Comac, Ryanair is helping to build up a formidable competitor that could one day surpass Boeing, not just in sales, but in innovation and influence. This move could shift the balance of power in the global aviation industry. Some experts see this as a critical wake-up call. Competition from abroad could force Boeing to innovate faster, improve quality, and cut costs, ultimately making the U.S. aviation sector more competitive on the world stage. The short-term pain for workers and communities is real, but some believe it might spark a transformation, leading to a stronger, more resilient U.S. aviation sector that can adapt and thrive in a changing world. The stakes are incredibly high. America's industrial future, its technological edge, and its role as a global leader are all on the line. This is about much more than a single order. It's about maintaining global leadership and ensuring the U.S. remains at the forefront of aviation for decades to come. The world is watching closely to see how the U.S. responds to this challenge. Allies and competitors alike are gauging America's resolve and ability to adapt. The next moves made by U.S. industry and policymakers will shape the future of aviation for decades. The pressure is on, and the world is waiting to see what happens next. For China, this is a breakthrough. After years as a buyer, China is now a major producer, thanks to massive investment and the Made in China 2025 strategy. The Comac C919, Ryanair's new jet, is designed to rival Boeing and Airbus. Until now, COMAC's customers were mostly Chinese airlines. Ryanair's order is the first big Western endorsement, an international stamp of approval. This will help COMAC sell to airlines worldwide, from Asia to Africa. As production ramps up, costs will fall and quality will improve. China is playing the long game, aiming to break the Western duopoly. This deal boosts China's economic and geopolitical clout. Producing its own jets gives China independence and a new tool for global influence. The sky is now a three-way race. The world's aviation map is being redrawn. China has arrived. For travelers, this deal could mean lower fares. Ryanair's business is built on cost-cutting, and cheaper Chinese jets could drive ticket prices down. More competition among plane makers may benefit passengers' wallets. But there are questions. Will flyers trust a new Chinese-made aircraft? Boeing and Airbus have decades of safety records. COMAC is the newcomer. Ryanair must convince passengers the C919 meets strict international safety standards. If successful, this could mean more flights, new routes, and faster fleet expansion. A three-way market could spur innovation in comfort and design. Passengers may notice subtle differences: cabin layout, noise, seat feel. The real test: can COMAC deliver reliability and on-time performance? The passenger experience is about to change. The future of flying is being rewritten. This $30 billion deal is a geopolitical game-changer. For decades, Boeing sales built U.S. influence worldwide. Countries buying American jets became long-term partners. Now, China is using its own aircraft to build similar ties, offering attractive deals and financing. The Ryanair order legitimizes COMAC globally, making it a real alternative for other nations. This shifts the balance of power, creating a new front in U.S.-China competition. The U.S. may respond with more support for Boeing or tougher trade policies. Europe faces its own dilemma: more choice, but caught between two giants. The EU's certification of the C919 shows Europe's independence, but risks friction with the U.S. Aviation is now a multipolar arena, not just a U.S.-Europe rivalry. The world's skies are more contested than ever. Every airline order is now a strategic decision. The stakes go far beyond business. As the dust settles, the big question: what's next? Boeing faces a crisis: fix delays, restore trust, and compete harder than ever. Ryanair and COMAC are under the microscope. Can China deliver, and can Ryanair integrate a new fleet? The outcome will shape the industry's future. If COMAC succeeds, it cements its place as a global player. If not, China's ambitions stall. For passengers, the hope is lower fares and more options. But there's risk. A fragmented market could mean different safety standards and confusion. Regulators like the FAA and EASA will play a crucial role in keeping skies safe. The era of a comfortable duopoly is over. The race for the skies is now a three-way contest. This single deal has set off a global chain reaction. The future of aviation and global power is up for grabs. The world will never fly the same way again.